Does Jesus have a rad house? Greetings from planetOZ. I'm Oz. And yeah, this question, I believe, comes from the Dolores Cannon material. Not 100% sure, but I do recall that this was a regressive hypnosis. So this person under hypnosis from their eternal catalog of lives was recalling this experience in which they had an opportunity to visit Jesus, the entity we know as Jesus when incarnate here. They were able to visit him at his house, and this went into some detail about it. In this house, just to be totally clear, this was not a story about something that happened in a material place. This was not a material realm. This wasn't Earth or something like that. This was like in the afterlife, or the ether or the in-between or the whatever, however you want to think about it. The non-physical. It was the non-physical plane they were at, and somehow they had this glorious opportunity to go over to, I'm just going to call him Jesus. He's the entity we knew as Jesus here, but they're going to the soul's house. And so it went into all of this detail. It went on and on about like how incredible the flowers were and the fragrance, and it was absolute perfection. And the architecture was absolutely stunning, and there were these all of this ornate stuff and this beautiful property and the water, and it went on and on and on. And I just remember reading this and thinking, that doesn't really sound like the man that I was always taught about and how he's. This just sounds like I'm not picturing this man in a mansion. And having all of this, it's just like something initially didn't resonate with me about that, because that just sounds so, it's just out of character. But upon thinking about it more and trying to consider it from the point of view of what I'm intuitively imagining it's going to be in the non-physical, this house is his dwelling and your dwelling and my dwelling and all of these things about us when we are over there. As I understand it, take what resonates, but over there, these things are of us. It's our manifestation power. That's what we are, some say living in all of the time, but it's certainly hazy how we're doing that here. It's very convoluted for us, but as the teachings say, over there, this manifestation is, we're doing it, we're very aware that we're doing it all the time, and so these things that are kind of rendering in the non-physical are of the entity. So it is really more a matter of the power and the refinement of the consciousness that is going to result in what the dwelling seems to be. So if that is the case, then I think it would make sense that this particular entity, given what we are told about what he did when he was here, it just, from any angle you come at it, this reflects a very advanced, enlightened consciousness. And I mean, so does he have a rad house over there? Well, if he can walk on water here, yeah, and so you would think though then, well, okay, fair enough. This is a non-physical house. No resources were needed to make it. Nothing was taken from anywhere to make it. No money was required. No money exchanged hands. Nobody had to work. Nobody had to, everything that we associate in our space of what contributes to something being a physical structure or made manifest, it involves these things, work and money and labor and stuff. So with that comes the stigmas surrounding like a glorious property. could be looked at in a negative way because of all this stuff, and isn't that wasteful, and is that necessary? But in this context, that's not what's going on. So this is an outward rendering. And in thinking about it further, it's interesting because there is a correlation, I would think. I'm puzzling through all this stuff just like I'm sure you all are, but it would seem like another aspect of this that would be a correlation to our material experience would be something akin to this. Let's say with the best intentions and a good heart, you're graduating college and you're still in the material paradigm, and you have material pursuits in mind. In a good, honest way. You want to get nice things. You're looking forward to being successful and having a cool house and a rad car and all of this other stuff. And so other people who do have those things serve as a beacon for you. And so then you can pursue those things, and you can see them, and they're tangible, and other people are making them tangible for you to see and inspire or aspire to try and achieve that for yourself. So you could be dismissive or kind of leery about the material paradigm, but I'm just saying when you're in it, this is how the values and the virtues, in even a positive way, this is how they're going, and they're following suit. So transposing that over to this other experience and thinking about it in the non-physical, an entity like Jesus would be doing us a favor by having the absolutely most spectacularly stunning house we could ever imagine. And it wouldn't be just him. The Buddha would have the same, Krishna would have this, all of them. They would all have it. And don't be shocked if you get to the other side and your house isn't really quite as rad, It's just like, I would just guess that none of us here would have such a home. But, but what does that mean? It's like, it doesn't mean it has to be a jealousy thing, or it doesn't mean it has to be like an ego thing, or one is better, or I have amassed more. It really is doing us a favor. It is a gift. Because just like in the material paradigm, when you're coming out of school and you want to be a success, and that person with the awesomeness is the inspiration for you, and you want to get all that, that model is a gift. So the entity we knew as Jesus, he's got a rad house, and noodling it through with a mix of some regressive hypnosis inspiration from the texts, kind of all makes sense to me now. I don't know, maybe resonates with you. All right, friends, Godspeed.